All right, guys, we're back on. Welcome back to the Touchline Podcast, episode 72. You're new here, hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment down below. Quickly, before we begin, this Saturday, April 27th, you'll see us there at EWA's Vantage Point. Tickets are in the description. You're going to see us confront the boys after what they did, the disgusting act that they did.
We haven't seen them in... Has it been like a month?
About 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
They'll see us April 27th.
They're gonna see us,
April 27th, 7 p.m. The Arena Sports Club. Make sure you go get your tickets. See us there because we're not coming to play. That's for sure.
We're cause some trouble.
Yeah, we are.
You ready, Anthony, for that?
No, I'm actually excited. I can't wait for the event, man. It's going to be exciting. This is actually our first experience.
Yeah. I just can't wait to confront him.
No, I know.
After what they did to Samuel, that's unacceptable, bro. That was disgusting.
And we were there, bro.
That was disgusting.
It's inappropriate, man.
Now, we've been going back and forth on social media. I'm sure everyone has seen.
Because we've had enough.
And that's it. It's game day.
It's now time to roast the shit out of them. So.
April 27th.
We have to sort a few business with the boys then.
Yeah, 100%. We'll meet them in the ring.
It was a great round of footy again. Round 7 has officially been done and dusted. We head into round 8 this week. But before we get onto the round 8 tips, let's go through some of the games of round 7.
All right, so first game.
We've got to select
we won't bore the people.
No. I'm just saying the main ones.
We'll go to the main ones.
Roosters and Storm.
Yeah, Roosters Storm. Melbourne defeated Roosters, 18-12.
Yeah.
So it was a good game.
It was a back and forth game.
It was.
Look, we hadn't seen the best of both sides. Storms went on their best game. Roosters went on their best game. That second half, man, I don't think no one scored till like about 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
It was an arm wrestling match, and look, Storms just they got a lot of discipline and they know how to win games. Unlike Roosters, a lot of controversial calls. I know with who was it? Laria Hargreaves.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Who was it from Storm that pushed into one of their players?
Oh, Nelson. That's it.
Robinson wasn't happy about that.
You could argue. I think I think that's a foul. That's because I think I remember back in the day, Sonny Bill did the exact same thing, and they overruled that try. So I think that was a bad.
You can't drive your player over the line. It didn't really affect the play, but it was just the action of pushing him over the line.
Yeah.
It's just there should be consistency with the rules.
Because when you apply pressure, there's gonna be some sort of movement from the Roosters fans where they might miss the tackle, eventually lose control, and then there he falls onto the ground and scores. So it's a bad call, but again, I still think Melbourne deserve that win.
Yeah, I think Trent Robertson. Yeah, that call might have been, the wrong one, but he's been making a lot of excuses in the press conference lately.
Yeah.
Blaming the refs a lot. And yes, I understand we have our problems with the ref too. When no one is perfect with the ref, but again, he's been making too many, calls out on the ref. And I just think he should really see, what's really wrong with his team, and his team's not playing good. They're not clicking. Exactly. They started the season off well against the Broncos, and they had a good match against the Sea Eagles.
Yeah.
But again, he's just got to focus on his team, trying to bring him back, because again, it's been a few years now. Roosters have been struggling, and
they have been.
Again, they luckily from the back end of last season playing good footy. That's what pushed them into the finals. So he's just got to focus on his team, I think, because if you're going to keep on bagging the refs, it's not going to get.
To be honest, their defense is good. Roosters.
They held
their line well,
but there was a lot of errors.
There was
heaps of errors for Roosters.
But if I'm a Roosters fan, I'd be happy somewhat with that performance, because to my point again, that defense was crazy. I think they made in one set about 15 tackles in one play, because. That's it. Like, at the end of the day, like, defense does win you games, but like if you can't attack alongside the defense, you got an issue. But
for me, like Roosters, it's been 2 years, or I'll say 3 years. We've put them as favourites to win the premiership because of the squad they have, the signings they've been getting, especially last year with Brendan Smith. But again, I'm seeing it's been a disappointment so far of a season for them. Very inconsistent. And if they want to win the premiership, they need to start off strong. Of course, you can have a bad start. Look at Knights, for example, last year. Poor start, but then they ended the season so strongly.
And they just kicked on,
Again, just Roosters haven't been the Roosters of old in the last 3 years. Again, being favourites, and they're not living to the expectations everyone has put them from in the start of the season. And you look at Melbourne now, they're a sort of team that have been winning games last minute. They've done it to us. They've done it against Warriors, and now they've done it to the Roosters. So eventually, it's good, but eventually there might come a time where that luck might not be on their side anymore, or there could be a time where that performance is going to start clicking and they're going to win games comfortably. So there's positives and negatives for Melbourne.
Even the Storm, they've just been edging games lately, which in a way, premiership, if you're going to be considered a premiership winning team, winning these games like that is what's going to push you over the line. And again, I feel Melbourne will get a period where they're just going to be winning big time. Right now, they're in a period where they're just scraping wins, edging wins. But again, this is on the back of their defense. Their defense is looking very strong, and they're scoring more points than the opposition. That's why they're getting the upper hand. As Bill said, the attack's going to win you the game at the end. So
exactly.
That's a wrap up to the Roosters game. We'll move on to Dragons Warriors. A big upset in that game.
That was
Dragons
crazy, man.
were very, very good. Like a perfect performance from them.
Yeah,
Warriors,
great.
That was a great game. Like,
look, to be honest, the first, I'll say 20 minutes, Warriors were dominant. It's all over them.
were.
Dragons had no possession of the ball. It was like Warriors constant pressure on them.
Yeah.
And once Dragons, of course, scored that try, it just Dragons took full control of that game, and well deserved, man. They smashed them.
They changed the game. Like how Shubble said, like the Warriors, like they played pretty good. Like between like from the 20 minutes
First
of the
20
game,
minutes,
like Sean Johnson was the easiest try.
Yeah.
It was obvious.
Yeah.
But as soon as Moses Suli put that try, everything changed up.
changed.
And then then you see Zac Lomax puts a try. Then you got Tyrell Sloan puts a try as well. They actually spread it out the ball like right.
They're using their wingers a lot.
They're using their wingers a lot now, like left and right. Defensive was really, really good.
Oh, defensive, they smashed
stopped the Warriors attack.
Who was it? Fanua Blake?
No, it
That
was
went over the
Harris.
Yeah. He went over the line.
Harris.
Did you see that play? And then the commentator was like, that sums it up today for the Dragons.
Yeah.
And on that, I reckon, because he was in front of the post. I reckon if the post was there, maybe he puts it down.
Nah, man.
But again, that was good defense.
No. That was great
pushed him out
defense.
the line.
That Sean Johnson had a rubbish game.
Yeah, he actually did.
The
played
first
good.
20
Even
he was,
Roger
but
Tuivasa-Sheck as well.
Towards 60 minutes, he was very bad.
And,
mistakes.
Lomax.
a lot of
Let's talk
errors.
about Lomax. This is like 3 weeks in a row now. He's been
Crazy,
playing
man.
exceptional
Crazy.
footy. Got put back in the centres.
Yeah, he did.
So
And
he's
still
playing
performed.
his best footy right now.
Sean Johnson, he started off well. Then again, when Dragons rampage, like he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But
He had a
I
few
felt
mistakes
he
too.
was the only one that was doing something for them. He made a short ball to, I think, Berry.
Yeah.
And Berry got tackled. He almost scored. Short ball to Dallin, and Dallin goes and scores. So Sean Johnson was the only one making, creating things for them.
Yeah.
But apart from that, man, Warriors needed this win because it would have put them again in the top 4.
Yeah.
And everyone was starting to see Warriors click, starting to score a lot of points. But now, again, that puts them back to where a lot of teams are, struggling to find that consistency.
Yeah,
because,
that's right.
and we said it on previous pods, defense has been a problem for many teams.
It is.
And they've leaked 34 points or whatever it was against Dragons. So
But Ben Hun was playing really good too.
He played
His
so
kicks
good.
was like
He played so
He
good.
started the season a bit slow, but he's
did,
now
yeah.
Him
starting
and
to click.
Flanagan got a great chemistry, man.
Yeah,
Great
they do.
chemistry.
Flanagan's been performing.
Oh,
man.
He's actually
He's
he's playing like the best footy of his life
Yeah,
right
he
now.
is.
Like he's playing like a natural. He's not a 5'8".
Yeah.
He's normally a halfback, but he's making those good runs from 5'8" position.
He's scoring-
like
and he's
Munster
scoring
a
a
lot.
lot too.
Munster
Just
does.
like-
Yeah, but as again that combination,
When you
him
have
and
your
Ben
dad
Hunt,
with you, you're gonna have confidence.
and he's playing under his dad and
Yeah.
whatever. It's just the
Helps
team.
you out.
The team is playing together, which
Yeah.
is something
They're
we're seeing.
clicking in. Like,
It's something we're seeing with a lot of the lower clubs that
Yeah.
are making their way up again.
Exactly.
They're all
I know
playing
that
for each
you
other.
look at the Dolphins game when they got absolutely hammered. Was the Dolphins?
We'll get to it at that point.
No, that was
Oh.
round
When
2.
they got
round
smashed
two.
by
But you can
Dolphins.
see ever since after that, when they're losing, they're still in a fight. They're
Showing
it doesn't
resilience.
affect them. Yeah, resilience.
They're still showing.
Which is they're giving 100% effort, which is good to see. And last year, if again like the Dogs, if they were to league points, they'll just drop their heads and get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
So it's a different Dragons this year, and it's finally good to see different
Exactly.
teams performing.
And I think it's the first time, I think in about a couple of years, that Dragons started to click properly.
Yeah.
And I think like with the new coaching system with Shane
Shane
Flanagan,
Flanagan.
I think they're doing a very good
They're
job
doing
as
good,
well.
yeah.
But I know we'll get to our point like
Yeah.
for the next game like after it.
Shock of the week.
But shock of the week, Dolphins, man.
Yeah.
They upset Parramatta 44-16.
Look, it was 12-10 first
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
Parramatta was in control. Dolphins had a few good chances, but I don't know what happened in the second half, man. That was just
That
did
was
not
very
see
poor.
that coming.
Try
Very,
after
very-
try
Yeah,
after
I
I
try.
could say
Yeah,
to
that was
Parramatta,
bad.
it was very, very poor.
That was
Very
very
poor at
bad.
all.
And don't give me the excuse
No,
about
no,
Mitchell.
I'm
No,
not-
I'm not talking about you.
I know.
So don't give me the excuse about Mitchell Moses.
Yeah, I know.
Don't give me the excuse about Mitchell Moses not being there and being that player for that team to win on the games.
Yeah.
Where's the other players?
Dylan Brown,
Who's filling in Mitchell Moses' spot? It's not a one man team. They should be.
It's a
They shouldn't
17-man
have this
team.
margin. They should have been losing like this.
Exactly.
Even to put Mitchell Moses aside, like you shouldn't be getting smashed to Dolphins 40-10.
At least make it a close game.
Close game, exactly. Put fight into it, which they did first half, but just Dolphins were just like too good.
You look at other teams like Tigers don't have a strong team compared to Parramatta. Even without Moses, Para still have the better team. But look what Tigers are doing. Look what Bulldogs are doing. Look what Dragons are doing. So I don't buy that. Oh, Mitchell Moses
excuse,
is out.
I think it's in the back of the player's head that our key playmaker is not playing. Yeah. That means I can retreat a bit. I can't I've got an excuse there. Poor Gutho. He's the only player on that team. He's actually trying his hardest. But he's trying his hardest.
Nathan Brown, he didn't show that enthusiastic.
Nathan Brown. Who's Nathan Brown?
Dylan Brown.
Dylan Brown. My apologies.
Nathan Brown plays for.
Yeah, I know. Mainly. My bad.
Yeah, go.
No, I'm just saying that Dylan Brown, he didn't show anything on the field. I think it was just very weak. He didn't kick that ball so much, with the players and that.
That's it. Back to my point. They probably feel like they already lost the season.
Look,
exactly.
In the back of their heads, they're saying that's it. It's done. The season's
on Bill's point, even when I play soccer, if we miss one of the big plays, we're like, oh my gosh, he's out. Are we going to win this? So that's what, again, on Bill's point, that's what the players are probably thinking right now. There's no Moses.
If you want to be a top 4 side or be at least premiership contenders, you need. If Moses isn't there, that's where you need to perform and keep on going. Look at Panthers. I know they've got a great system, and when Cleary's not there, they still have a great amount of players to fill into his role, but still they keep performing, they keep winning. So, again, of course, he's a massive player, and they shouldn't make that as an excuse of why they're losing games and that. Yeah. They have to. They're a big club. They've been in finals footy for the last 5-6 years, and they shouldn't be using that as an excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, let's move on now to Bulldogs Knights.
What an outstanding
very
game.
Perfect
What an outstanding
Bulldogs.
game, man.
So happy where we're going now. The progress we're seeing.
Exactly.
Just there's a smile on the players' face, a smile on us fans. Now we're enjoying it. That game was packed.
It was
20,000 fans or something.
Oh no, it was about 17. No, it was about 17.
But still, for a footy game, we usually get say 12,000. 17,000.
That's the issue with the Bulldogs and their fans. When we're losing, you only see 5 fans there.
Yeah.
But when we start winning, which is good, everyone comes.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need more of the fans to start backing that team. We hear the players say they love hearing the drums. They love love hearing the
showing
fans.
that Bulldog spirit.
They love hearing the fans get behind them. That's what drives them to get over that line. It's great to see the doggies are playing great footy again.
I've never been so happy in my life after that big result. But don't forget, our vlogs actually dropped already from 2 hours ago. Yeah. So if you haven't watched it, please watch it.
Yeah.
But honestly, that game was outstanding. Samuel Hughes, first try in 4 minutes.
He's actually doing good now.
He's actually playing heaps much better as well, and his meters as well stepped up.
Because I was saying on the vlog about him coming off from the bench, and of course he's young. You don't want to start him, of course, in the starting lineup because he's still young, and if he makes a mistake, he'll drop his confidence. So coming off the bench will be a better option for him, but ever since he's been starting, he's really showing why he's a very good forward and has the next potential to be classified as a Bulldogs forward in the next, say, 3 years. Because I've always said, I don't know why, I've seen him a few times lazy coming off the bench, not making an impact. I've noticed that
as well.
And now he's proven me wrong. He's been performing well, and I'd love to see him keep that spot on the
momentum, And Josh Curran as well. Josh Curran played a lot too.
The whole team's now playing
80 minutes of that game. He was making meters.
The most I'm pleased with is Connor Tracy.
He's been
stepped
up,
he's like Dylan Edwards. Hard worker, catches all the bombs, all the kicks, great positioning. He's smashing. I think we found our fullback. He's going to be, if he can find that spark in attack, which he is slowly defining, linking up with, the halfbacks, always supporting them, he's going to be a very good fullback for us. And I just hope Serraldo keeps him there and doesn't bring Taff back in.
Exactly.
No disrespect to Taff. He's been decent for us at fullback, hasn't done anything wrong. But I think Connor Tracy is that next level above him. I think bring maybe Taff for now, maybe 7 if he doesn't want to bring Sexton in.
Yeah.
Because Taff, again, in 1 minute he got an assist.
And he actually did.
And
when
he
came on
good.
the field, he actually done a try assist.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It's the best progress I've seen since the process started.
How scary is our left edge? But
kick out.
I can argue we got the best. I could argue we got the best left edge in the league.
Yeah, they said it in the NRL we got the best left side.
Yeah, it's too strong.
It's crazy, man. Kick out. Bronson Cherry. And Josh
and
Burden.
Burden
And
on
Burden
that
now.
side too.
Bro, this is going to get messy, man.
That is
gonna get
the
messy
left
big time.
side that's going to win us that premiership.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm actually confident from these few performances. I know it's still early days, but
It is, yeah.
I know something in me we can get the top eight.
No,
this
it's not
year.
early days. We've been proclaiming it from the start.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
That's it. This night's game has started the premiership run.
Because
Yeah.
you can see the defense has been
Outstanding.
incredible. We've got, I think, 5th best defense in the comp.
Yeah.
Attack's getting there. Yes, we scored 36, but again, you can see we're missing something in attack
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But look, everything's outstanding. And I haven't seen this progress in a very long time. After
Dean
like
Pay was
8-9 years. Huh?
Dean Pay wasn't the worst.
Yeah, he wasn't the worst, but he stepped up like
Yeah.
being the best coach.
Yeah.
But then when we had Trent Barrett and all them, they're gone. But my point is, I've never seen the good performance like this in weeks. I've never seen this the last 7-8 years.
Even just from round
Yeah.
one, like been a big
Exactly.
jump from round 1 to round 7.
Massive,
Round 7, yeah.
And even like, I got to put my hands up when I was doubting Serraldo last year.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy he's proved me
proved
me
us wrong, yeah.
because
Yeah.
again, when I say something or when we say something, we don't say, oh, we don't want to be proved right, we want to be proved wrong. And in that
Yeah.
case, he has done that to us.
That's right.
He's got the team playing good football. There's a good system now, great structure. And I'm happy for him more than the players because,
Yeah.
again, all the pressure was on him.
Last year,
In
yeah.
any business, the pressure is always on the coach, and he's proved all the doubters wrong. And
Exactly.
I
And now
just
the-
hope he can keep on
The
doing that.
current ladder, we're top 8.
Yeah,
That-
And you know
Very
what's
good
crazy? You know
signs.
what's crazy?
What is it?
I was watching the NRL 360 show with Nathan Asta and
Paul
Ken
Ken
and,
and that, yeah.
whatever. They were saying a lot of panelists now on Channel 9 and Fox League and all these journalists are actually considering the Bulldogs in the top 8.
Wow.
I can't wait till
That's good to
October to because they've been calling me crazy, saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
put your house." Are you really thinking to put your house? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's not a front. It's not a gimmick. I'm not just saying it. I
That's-
believe it.
it-
And come October, we're gonna prove them wrong.
That
100%,
first,
man.
like that, the
That's
video
so good
you
to
made,
hear,
the
but-
first one,
The first
the
actual
2020,
one.
That's
whatever,
it,
and
like-
look, like, was it 2 years? 2 years now. 2 years
Yeah.
from that. Look,
When you
Oh,
have
a year and a half, I
when
would say,
when
yeah.
when you got Buzz and you got Kenty and you got
Saying
all these
that.
All these doubters.
all these critics that
Yeah,
are
yeah.
that who don't really like the Bulldogs and always critique the Bulldogs,
Yeah.
say they're gonna make the 8.
Yeah.
Man,
Says
like
something.
it's gonna happen. It's
But
gonna
you have to
happen.
understand because last year, because Cameron Serraldo came in like as a fresh coach, like he's still learning every single day of the week. You know, like getting used to the players, getting used to the staff, getting used to the system. But now everything's showing. This season right now, the
Yeah.
last 7-8
We-
games.
it's very
so,
good signs.
Look, we've lost a few games now, but we've won a few games now. Now we're actually stepping up better, and it's like I'm telling you, I think Dogs is going in the right direction.
100%,
But don't
man.
forget, because what we said something about Dogs, Dragons, and Tigers,
They're
they've
doing
actually.
It's a new era coming
It's a new
up.
era now.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think this year is a very different level
It's
compared to last
it's
year.
a great time to be a footy fan, man.
Yeah.
All the lower
Thank
clubs
God, yeah.
are becoming better. But now that's a wrap up for round 7. Now moving on to round 8. Round 8 tips.
Yep.
Who's our special guest
So
this week, Shabal?
first, I'm going to talk through the league standings from round 7.
Yep.
So in last position, Anthony got 5 tips, a total of 30 points.
That was very horrible.
it's not bad.
No, it wasn't that bad.
It's
but
still-
like,
it's still
but-
close, Joel.
Yeah, no, but my tips were very
In
bad this
4th
week.
place, well, myself, I've moved down to 4th for the first time. I got 4 tips, total of 32.
See?
Samuel and the guest are also tied points with me. They got 5 tips right this week, so again, they're on top of me. And Bill claims first spot for round 7.
in a
He
long
got
time.
7 right, missed 1, which
7 out of 8 tips, and the one I missed out on was the
Was
easiest
Tigers.
one.
Yeah.
I tipped the Tigers to win against
so you would have been
Panthers.
perfect tip, and he's on a total of 33. So congratulations to Bill.
Thank you.
And this week we got a guest, Julian, a Dragons fan.
Shout out, Julian.
Shout out to
Yeah.
him, massive Dragons fans, very passionate, just like us to Dogs. And yeah, he'll be the guest for round 8.
Okay,
All right, now
go.
let's
So
start. All right,
the first game we got New Zealand versus Gold Coast Titans Thursday night. So it's Anzac.
2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 o'clock with my
Yes.
voice.
I'm going Warriors. Knights have been showing characters, resilience. You know, they're taking the lead. They're in a position to when the Dogs and Dragons were like, you know, always putting a fight, but they always fall short. And I think this game is not going to be easy for Warriors because, again, Titans have been building something, but I still think Warriors get over the line. I'm going to go 1-12.
Yeah,
1 to
I'm
12.
going Warriors
Yeah.
1 to 12.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Warriors. I know they didn't have the best performance against Dragons on the weekend, but defensive, like it's still struggling. Like they're still going on with that, but I reckon they'll make it better this week.
Yeah.
But Titans, they actually proved like these last few weeks
They haven't been
they were
getting
very
better.
close.
They haven't been getting better.
But I'm saying like it hasn't been going their way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with Warriors.
Yeah.
13 plus game.
I'm going to go Warriors 1 to 12.
Okay, and also Julian's going for the Warriors as well.
Okay, for this one, Roosters Dragon. Let's get.
So that's who you got. Yeah.
All right, Anthony. Oh, you know what? I'll read them out today.
You read them out. All right.
Anthony. So his score predictions. He's went 28-16. Anytime try scorer Kyle Flanagan. First try scorer Ravalawa. Man of the match Zac Lomax. And your bold prediction, you went Zac Lomax to score a hat trick. Could happen. Not
I
a
hope so.
good
He's
shout.
on form.
He's on form.
How about we all say it? We all say our own ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
So
say
you
mine.
have mine.
I'll
too.
say my one. I went Dragons 26-22. Dragons to win. Anytime try scorer, I went Tyrell Sloan. First try scorer, Joseph Manu. Man of the match, Tyrell Sloan. And I went bold prediction, Sloan to score a hat trick.
So my score prediction, I've went 24-18, was it?
Yeah, so you went
Yeah, you read
24-18. Roosters to win. Anytime try scorer, Tyrell Sloan. First try scorer, Zac Lomax. Man of the match, Tedesco. And you went Dragons to lead 14-12 at halftime.
Yeah.
Bill?
Is that really a bold prediction?
Because I'm guessing the scores is harder.
Predicting scores is very hard to say at halftime.
We can't even get the normal scores
Fair
right.
enough.
Yeah, it's hard.
What's yours, Bill?
I said Dragons to win 18 to 12. Ravalawa, anytime try scorer. For my first try scorer, I had Joseph Manu. Man of the match, Zac Lomax. And for my bold prediction, Sloan to score the game-winning try.
Wow.
I like that.
Now, that's a good one.
Are you all
I
tipping
like that
Dragons just to make sure?
Yeah, we all tip
Yeah,
Dragons.
Dragons.
Okay, and
Dragons.
also Julian, of course.
Nah, didn't he tip Roosters, Julian?
You said
Oh, yeah, he did.
Oh, he did?
He did. Nah, he's went for
okay.
Dragons.
But yeah,
That's all
Next
right.
one.
The next game, we got Melbourne and South Sydney. I think Melbourne's
I
going
think
to be
Storm will...
too classy. So,
Yeah.
South Sydney got Jed Gagai back in.
Yeah.
Tyron Munro's injured. He's going to be out for a while. Damien Cook's back into the lineup, which is a big boost for them. But I don't see him beating a strong Melbourne team at Melbourne. So
no, I think Melbourne 13 plus.
Melbourne 13 plus.
Yeah, I'm going to say Melbourne 13 plus.
Yeah.
And plus, no one beats him at Amy Park.
It never happens,
It's impossible.
except for the Bulldogs.
And Julian also went for Storm.
Okay, yeah. Next
Next game, Friday night, we got Manly versus Parramatta. That's
I'm
going to be a
going
good clash. I'm sticking with Manly. Home game.
Again, if there was Mitchell Moses, you'll be a bit confident for them. But again, that performance against Dolphins was embarrassing. I think they'll put a fight. I think it will be close, but I think Manly will edge it.
I think Manly will play better. I think they're going to be a 13 plus game, but because they played really good against Titans, but Parramatta was very weak. So I'm not going to make any excuse, but I'm just going to stick with Manly.
Manly weren't the best
They
against
weren't
Titans.
it was a gutsy win.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Leaked a lot of points, but Manly at home is always too strong. I'm going Manly 1 to 12.
Yeah,
I'm
Manly.
going to say 13 plus Manly.
You're going to say
This week,
13
everyone
plus?
will go,
Yeah,
everyone's
easy.
going the same this week.
Yeah.
Besides the Anzac game.
Yep.
Yeah,
Next game,
I'm going to
So
go
what did
Manly
Julian say?
1 to 12.
Julian went Manly as
Manly
well.
as well. Saturday game, we got West Tigers versus Brisbane Broncos.
Broncos, Haas is back, Reynolds is
everyone's
back,
back.
Whole team's back.
The whole team's
Pecoro's
back,
back,
yeah.
I'm going Broncos, bro. I think
I'm sticking with Broncos.
I think again it'll be tough. Tigers have been like putting fights during the game.
They are.
They haven't been letting their fans down. They haven't got smashed at all this year, which is good. It's a good sign. But again, Broncos they're going to be.
I think Brisbane's going to
too
dominate
classy.
them.
I'm going to go. I feel it'll be tough, but then Broncos will run away with it. I'm
think
going
so.
Broncos 13 plus for this
Yeah,
one.
I'm going to stick with Broncos 13
13
plus as well.
Bill?
Tigers.
It's
Nah,
Tigers.
I don't think I'm tipping Tigers this week. I don't know. They are playing in Campbelltown. Could that affect the Broncos? I mean,
Maybe.
but Broncos are Broncos, man. The Reece Walsh,
Full
you got
strength
Tony
now.
Staggs. But I didn't. They ruled out someone
was
with a
it?
finger injury. I saw it
From
just
Tigers?
Go click
No,
the
from
line-
Broncos.
Click the lineup.
I think Ezra Mam.
Israel Matt?
I think Ezra Mam's out for just one game.
I'll
you
just
just check the lineup.
I'm checking
Let
now.
me
I'm
check
checking
now. I
now.
think it was Ezra Mam. I'll
Let
just
me
It
actually check for you.
was.
Check who's out. Who's out of the lineup.
here. Reveal for
Yeah, you're
Mam
right, you're
and
right,
hip
you're right.
injury for
Yeah,
Collar.
actually, you're right. You're right.
You know, but you know what?
What is that?
In saying that, I was gonna tip the Broncos. Don't let me down again this week, Tigers. I'm gonna tip
I
Tigers
think
against
Bruce will be
Broncos.
just a Tigers supporter.
Tigers, let's
Nah,
get
man,
him a jersey.
I just think in Campbelltown, 2 players
Yeah.
out.
No, fair,
you know,
fair.
I feel like Tigers
do better when people are doubting him.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
true.
Yeah,
You've got a seen
point.
it. We've seen it
Up the
before.
Tigers, man. Bloody put me Tigers to 1 to 12.
So
And
what did
Julian
you-
also went for Broncos, like
Broncos?
us. Yeah.
All right, next game we got Cowboys and Penrith.
Cowboys will bounce back, I reckon. I think they'll put a fight. It's at their home.
Not against Penrith.
Not,
Nah,
of course,
not
I'm
really.
tipping Penrith, but I think it'll be a close game. Last year they beat them. Don't
Yeah,
forget.
I
on
think
the
so, but-
23-22.
But my gut feeling is telling me
I
Penrith.
think Cleary's back.
Cleary is back. Cleary is back.
Cleary's back now, so
Oh.
I'm sticking with Penrith. Well, I think 1 to 12.
Penrith 1 to 12. Yeah.
13 plus.
That's
Okay.
good.
Cleary's
also-
going to hit the ground running.
Julian went also Penrith.
All right. Next game on Sunday, Dolphins versus Newcastle. I'm going to stick with Dolphins. Good performance against Parramatta.
Smashed it.
They smashed it. Attack's good. Defense is good. They're
No Ponga now.
No Ponga now for what? How long? Few weeks?
Hetherington's out now.
2 months.
3 months or
3
something.
months?
Yeah.
2 months or
Wow.
more.
Something like that, yeah.
Wow.
So basically almost a
So
season.
I'm saying Dolphins 13 plus.
Dolphins is Ponga is out and Hetherington is out as well. So
Yeah.
big blows. So I'm going Dolphins.
Dolphins 13 plus, easy.
Bill.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go
Dolphins and
yeah.
Julian went Dolphins.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm going Dolphins.
But don't say Knights.
No, I'm going Dolphins, but Knights, I don't think it'll be easy. I think Knights can win it.
You
That's what
think
I'm
so?
saying.
No, I don't think so. It's gonna be. I think Dolphins gonna win it for sure.
Last game, Anthony.
Last game of the week, Canberra versus Cronulla.
This
I think
one's,
Cronulla's gonna
this
win
one's
it.
tricky. It's at home. Yes, Fogarty's out,
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like,
Raiders do good against the odds.
yeah, they
yeah,
do.
they
really
do
do.
good against
They do,
odds.
I know.
Of course, no halfback. We've seen when your key player gets out, your team struggles. Look at
Yeah.
Mitchell Moses for Para. It'll be, again, Raiders. I've
still
tipped
young.
so far Raiders on the actual NRL tipping, but touchline tips I do sometimes different. So I'm
Yeah.
going Sharks.
You're gonna go Sharks?
Just for that big win against Cowboys.
yeah.
They're full of confidence. But again, Cowboys
I
do
don't know,
bad.
it's a 50-50
Sharks do bad
decision. That's
sometimes.
the
I just
last
feel Sharks beat Tigers. They got hammered.
Yeah,
No, sorry. Tigers beat Sharks
yeah.
big time. And I don't know. I'm feeling Raiders massive win here.
You reckon?
I don't know why. I'm on Raiders.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
Raiders.
you know what? I'm gonna stick with Raiders.
Make sure you get it right this week, please.
1 to
Shab.
12. 1 to
Get it
12.
Right.
I'm saying
Raiders,
This
Raiders.
week I actually got it right.
You got it right last week.
I'm sticking with Raiders.
Make it
I'm,
two
on
in a
Ra- I'm saying it
Raiders
now.
1 to 12.
So you're all going Raiders.
Where did Julian
I'm
go?
going Sharks and Julian went Sharks as well.
Wow.
I'm on Raiders. Big win.
Raiders got. They're one of the only teams in the league that actually fight
They
for
do.
their
That's
wins,
right.
and I feel like they're really gonna
Once
fight.
in
for
the
this
blue
one.
moon, they might get smashed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the buy of the week.
Didn't they just faced them? Didn't they?
Who?
Like a couple of weeks ago.
Who?
Yeah, they did. Sharks won.
Bro,
Sharks
how is that?
forced Raiders, like,
How is it that close to each
Yeah,
other?
sometimes it's
No,
like
it
4
was.
rounds
Yeah,
different.
it was.
Yeah, they did. Versus Sharks got it. So
They
Raiders.
lost an 18-point lead in
Yeah.
Sharks.
Yeah,
Right?
they did.
If
Sharks will
Fogarty
get-
was playing out of tip
Yeah, he's out.
Raiders.
Yeah, no, I
But,
think Raiders get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get into the news stories.
Yep.
And the dogs got the bye for
Yeah.
to match
We'll
it.
win that
Hopefully
one.
win that one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um,
You reckon, we'll win this
Quickly,
time.
I want to mention a big congratulations to Dale Finucane on a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
stellar career. 251 NRL first grade games. Played Origin 5 times.
Yeah.
Two-time premiership winner. You know what a great career.
Played
What
for
a-
Dogs, played for
Unfortunately,
Melbourne.
yeah,
I know.
Dogs, Melbourne, and then Sharks. Unfortunately, injuries
affected him a bit.
affected his
Yeah.
career and
I-
had to call it quits.
I
so.
wish he, like, if he could just make it to 300. Because,
Yeah.
you know, and as no one makes it there. So,
Yeah,
like,
it's hard,
It's
bro.
hard.
a big
It's very
milestone,
hard
but
these
again,
days.
you know, health gets
Health
in
is
the
always
picture.
important, yeah.
You know, everything he's going through. It just mentally these injuries could be affecting him. So it's always what he thinks is right, and he's
Think
made,
of-
that's
yeah.
his decision.
It was because of the constant head knocks.
Yeah,
I think too.
I know. Yeah,
His,
He's a good player,
doctor
man.
said.
He-
Mate, he's just tough. He's so tough.
He is
Like,
tough.
Even when he played for Dogs in Melbourne Storm, bro,
Melbourne Storm
it
was
just
just-
shows
You
you
know,
on the
what's, you know
field.
what's crazy that I didn't know? He played in that 2012 grand final for us. He played off the
that's
bench.
right.
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh,
Yeah,
he was there.
for the Melbourne
Yeah,
Storm
yeah,
game.
Yeah, he was in the lineup with Cassiano,
James
Frank
Graham.
Richard,
I think
James
he-
Graham,
He
Aidan
He left
Tolman.
in 14 Bulldogs.
15.
No,
15.
15. 15,
Went
yeah.
to
He's a
Storm.
good player. Like, again, the players that don't have a lot of skill, it just normally you don't need skill to be the greatest
Just
player.
hard
Just
worker.
hardworking, passionate player, and that's what Dale Finucane was. Dogs, he had a few. Like, he was a good player. Melbourne won a premiership there, and
Yeah.
Sharks, just again, was probably a retirement home just to end his career, and that's what happens. Great
Still,
player.
he was
And
doing good there.
wish him
too.
all the best. Yeah, he's doing well there, but
Yeah.
Enjoy
Yeah.
retirement for
Yeah.
Nukin.
yeah.
You rarely find players where, like, he's so respected.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he's not a hated
player,
player.
And he was
not a dirty-
underrated too.
Yeah,
like-
underrated, not a dirty player.
Yeah.
You can't, there's some players in NRL you can't dislike. He's one of them. So, yeah, all respect
Exactly.
to him, and, yeah, wish him all the best on his retirement. Now, let's move on to, again, Ponga and Fogarty. They're massive injuries. Both of them are out for like 3 months.
Yeah, that's
And-
tough, man.
Raiders were on a roll. They were smashing it. Knights, inconsistent. Even with Ponga there, they're still struggling. So now with Ponga gone, that's going to derail their season.
Yeah.
Raiders now, Fogarty gone. That's the question. Is Fogarty's absence going to affect?
and Ponga.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
Oh, yeah,
You could
yeah,
say
yeah.
Ponga too.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. With Ponga, they're still not winning games, but now without him, they're...
Oh,
They're
they're
gonna
gone.
struggle
They're
big
gone.
time.
Let's start with Ponga. Ponga, like
Yeah.
that's it. Right off
Yeah.
the night season.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not
He's
back
done.
to round 20, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Round 20
And
something.
And he's missing our origin
even
as well.
that, like they don't even know. So like,
Yeah.
he's they talk about influential players. like in NRL's history, like you go to the Knights team with Ponga. Man, you take Ponga out of that team, they derail quickly. That's it. It turned out to be a one-season wonder for him. They're not going to do it again this year. It's done for him.
Because last year, Ponga did have an injury, but he came at the right time, and I think it was against Dogs he came back.
I think it was
and then
around
that
that
just
time.
kicked off their season. And now coming at round 20 possibly, it's just a bit too late for them to have any type of miracle.
Yeah.
And Raiders, I think they still have a fantastic squad. Rumours about Sexton potentially joining Raiders to replace Fogarty for the 3 months. Yeah, of course we're not. But if Sexton is there, I think they can get top 8.
Yeah.
Because Sexton's a great player. At Titans, he was a great asset. Even at Dogs last year, he performed and showed signs and glimpses of what he can produce. And going to Raiders, I think under Ricky Stewart, he can do a wonderful job and get them to top 8. But right now, I don't think they'll get
But
up.
with Canberra Raiders, like either without Jamal Fogarty, they're still playing better. Like they're actually improving a lot. Like with their attack, their defense. And they got a young squad as well, but they still got Joseph Topany. You still got
Corey Horsburgh. They got
Corey
big
Horsburgh.
forwards.
They got massive forwards.
Their forwards could help him, but with Fogarty,
but you need a halfback for the forwards.
His kicking game is like perfect. His bombs, he knows where to place them.
Amazing.
It's going to be a big miss, but I still feel they'll cope well without him. Not to the way they would be with him, but they'll still win games. Not like the Knights. Knights are going to be struggling.
Knights is a write-off for sure.
And to what Chabelle said, if they do get Sexton, man, that's it. Like he's not really fitting in their shoes. I'm not saying Sexton is Fogarty, but at the end of the day, like they got that replacement there.
He's a natural halfback.
Yeah, exactly. But I just want to quickly touch on that Sexton because you brought it up. I actually forgot about it. How disgusting of the Bulldogs to actually consider letting him go.
That's what I said. I always say on the pod about what is it with the Dogs that we sign players and just instantly let them go?
Exactly. It's not that.
We've seen it every year. So signing players and they just let them go.
Exactly,
for no
but
reason.
it's not just letting go because like he came towards the end of the season. All right, and then when the season started this year, you put him straight to New South Wales Cup.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It just makes no
like,
sense.
what has Serraldo seen in Sexton that we haven't seen? Because to be honest, us fans, we've seen a great player in him. He came into the Doggies against that Rabbitohs game. Okay, it was that B grade team. We won against them by a few points. But like he hit the ground running. He knew what the issues were with the Bulldogs, and he attacked it, and he did well. And he's been doing well ever since. So I don't understand what Serraldo has against Sexton. Because to be honest, Hutchinson's a turtle. The bloke runs at 5 kilometers an hour. He's not he doesn't have the same footy IQ and the same speed as Toby Sexton.
Yeah, but Toby Sexton, like I know he came towards the end of the season, but I think he clicked in with Matt Burton because their combinations were good, spreading the ball out always, left and right centre. But with Hutchinson, the problem is
nothing but dummy Hutch.
He always hogs the ball. That's the big key point of the Bulldogs.
As much as we put stick on Hutchinson, I'm blaming Serraldo on this part. Because I honestly don't think Hutchinson is a halfback. He's maybe a lock because I've said a lot, and even fans from Bulldogs that he's good defensively. He's a great defensive player. He's a good tackler. But when it comes to attacking, he doesn't know what to do. I think he panics.
But his defensive is good, but his attack is not that great.
Still, I don't think he kicked enough against
he didn't.
Matt
Burton controlled the whole game, literally.
We can't fault Hutchinson.
No, I know.
He puts effort.
His effort, he puts a lot. And that, as fans, we always ask for a player just to put effort, to work hard, and he does that. But I think we should start to question, is there a player fallout between him, Serraldo and Sexton? Are they having problems? That's why he's not getting selected.
I don't want to accuse anyone of
anything.
We
don't want to accuse anyone, but we just want to know what's happening.
That could be the issue because you don't sign a player at the end of the season and just don't select him at all.
It makes no sense
when Hutchinson is not even better than Sexton.
Exactly.
Surely
Sexton
joined the club knowing that he's going to be the first and long-term halfback.
100%.
And again, I think that's spot on that there's probably something behind the scenes that fans do not know about. And even for like Fox League and Channel 9, no one knows about it.
Very disappointing.
Look, it doesn't make sense. We'll see where that leads. But now, Zac Lomax, we mentioned about how his form has, risen. He's playing like perfect. Wing. He was playing wing for a few weeks, back to centre, still clicking in. Do you think, like, it probably won't happen, but do you think he should backflip on his contract, with the Eels struggling now? Do you think he might want to...
Bro, backflip. Backflip on that deal. You're playing your best footy at the Dragons right now. What makes you think going into Eels you're gonna play your best footy? He might play his best footy, but really right now he's just finding his form now. Imagine from now to next year with the same team, he's gonna elevate to a whole new level.
For me, like you look at Zac Lomax, I think he look, if I was probably him, maybe, I'll backflip. Because you look at the situation at Eels right now, they don't even know what's happening with their coach. Is he going to be the long-term coach? Really, what coach out there would join Parramatta right now? Wayne Bennett's on the list, but he'll probably stay there for 1 year, 2 years max.
And he won't last,
You look at Dragons, they've got a great project heading into the next 3-4 years. They're going to be competing for the premiership. They're going to be attacking well, defending well, having a lot of finals footies. And I think he shouldn't be joining the Eels because he's going to miss out on a lot at Dragons.
But don't forget,
it's a big opportunity for Dragons and himself.
Yeah.
And Parramatta might be declining now.
Exactly.
And imagine joining a club that's not going to play finals
100%.
anymore.
Like, there's always situations behind the scenes at Dragons as well, like, with Ben Hunt and that.
Maybe that's why he's leaving too.
Yeah, that's why he's probably leaving because of what's happening.
And I think he's just, because he's playing good, because his future set. He knows what he's doing. Now he can just enjoy his football and try and get Dragons to top 8. I don't think he'll backflip on his deal. Do I think he should? I honestly feel Eels are in a bit of a mess now. I think Dragons, they're looking good. They're looking good for the future. And again, sometimes you want the project. You want to be a part of a team that's building and there's progress. When Para have been solid for many years, but now it looks like they're declining. Their pieces are falling apart. Yeah. So I can see something happening where he goes to Eels. They're struggling. Dragons are flying.
And he would regret it. Yeah. Now, he's got 4 more days until he can make a decision to backflip.
Oh,
after that, because it's a 10-day cooling off period. So he's on day number 7 right now. So he's got a big decision to make. I don't know if he's considering it. He should be considering it.
There could be a few whispers from the coaching staff too.
Maybe they could resign him. That's it. I reckon, if he does make his proper decision the next 3 days, I would say the maximum. I reckon, stay at the club. I reckon
it's good, man.
If they're going on the right direction, I think personally, resign him. But
again, could he be thinking about it in this way as well? Maybe this is just a period for Dragons, and maybe say next year again the club's not going well. Shane Flanagan's under pressure, and then again the club keeps lying to him like they've been doing to Ben Hart. So again, that could be in the back of his head. Even Zac Lomax, he's been at the club for so long, so he knows the history of the board and how they work. So maybe he's just sick of it and he just wants to escape and start a new chapter of his footy career.
Yeah. Well, Zac Lomax, he's got 3 days now, as Bill said, and I doubt he's going to backflip, but who knows? He's probably thinking about it, maybe wanting to start the Dragons. But before we move on to Wrestle Talk, Jarome Hughes, he's been at the Melbourne for quite a while now.
Couple of years,
but there are rumours that he wants to return to Queensland soon, which of course he's hinting maybe a Queensland team might poach him. Well, here is something Parker said.
Who's Parker?
Is it Corey Parker?
Corey Parker.
Yeah. I'm hearing rumblings that one superstar in the game wants to come home to Queensland and be with the family. That player is Jarome Hughes. So, if that's true, where do you think what club would poach him?
He said he denied it. First off, he went into the media press conference for Storm and said it's just rumors. The boys came up with this to me, and then he was like he denied it. But look, he's gonna say that. He's gonna say that. So there probably is talks with because he does reside in Queensland.
Yeah, he does.
His family lives in Queensland.
Yeah.
So
he can't get Origin place for New Zealand, but he can if he wanted to.
Broncos, if he wants to join them, the only problem is Adam Reynolds, of course. If Broncos want to look long term, you sack Adam Reynolds because of his injury problems and get Jarome Hughes, who's an incredible player, or he goes back to Titans, where his club and NRL career started. Titans need a halfback like him. Underdes has it's a attractive offer if he was to join that club. But it's a tough one for him. Cowboys, I don't reckon they'll get him. They've got Townsend and
what about Dolphins as well?
Dolphins.
I think Dolphins are a good option as well.
That could be one. Yeah.
I think Dolphins and Broncos are big chances. If it was Broncos would be perfect for him. They're now a winning team, great club right now, and I think if Adam Reynolds left, he'd be the perfect replacement. But again, Dolphins is a very interesting one.
It is.
They need a 7, and they're building. They're playing good.
Yeah, they are.
I'd see him joining Dolphins more than Broncos.
Because he's got Melbourne.
Because he has his mates there as well. He got the Bromwich brothers. Kafusi as well. So they've all played together.
Big chance
they can help him get used to the club and
exactly,
settle down.
Because once you're very close with your mates that you've been playing for so long,
you want to play with them too.
So that's his option, maybe Dolphins, if that happens.
If it's true.
I truly think he's a better fit at Titans, but I think Titans do really need him. Bennett's got it sorted, man. I don't think they need a halfback, but to be honest, Titans Hasler's wanting something right now because he's coming in as a new coach too. You know, he wants to prove something. Jarome Hughes would be a great addition. You know, trying to poach him. But that's a wrap up for league talk for this week. Now moving on to some wrestle talk.
Yeah.
The new tag team titles just got revealed on Raw and SmackDown last week, not this week, last week.
Yeah,
let's start off with the Raw tag team titles, the World Tag Team titles.
Yeah.
That was presented to R-Truth and The Miz, the Awesome Truth. What are your opinions on the Raw tag team titles?
First things first. I said it for weeks. I said they're going to change. And even Triple H said it's a new era now. So my first impression of that Raw.
Are you working with Triple H? You work with Triple H?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying the first impression of the World Tag Team titles.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but it's just, it reminds you of, you remember the WWF title back in 97 to 2000?
Yeah.
When The Rock used to hold it, the circle.
That one.
The world champion.
The world champion,
I think I have it here somewhere.
No, not this one. It's a different
one.
It's completely different. It's like...
No. I know what you're talking about. I had it on one of the... Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, anyway, so they had the similar design of the World Championship, but they just put the World Tag Team on that. Out of 10, I'll say about a decent 5.
No,
it's not like the best, but it's good for
5.78.
It's a good title. When they first revealed, a lot of the fans, there was a lot of backlash about it. It looks like a pizza base or whatever, the pepperoni pizza, and that's what I thought at the start. But seeing the Miz and R-Truth hold it, and it looks good on camera. And I could argue that title looks better than the SmackDown ones, the tag team titles.
I think so. The only reason, I'd agree because the SmackDown one, there's no really blue color to represent its SmackDown, but Raw it shows
it stands out.
There's a red. It's a bit more.
That's the problem with the SmackDown one. SmackDown, I was talking to Anthony about it. How remember the belts Miz and John Morrison held? How there's a bit of blue in it.
That was back in 05 days. Back in 07.
It's just completely gold, and that's why I don't like that one.
But the only thing that's good about that SmackDown one is they brought back the old design.
That's right. But if they put a bit of details on the blue, like Sam said, okay, like it stands out.
The design of it's good, but they're just missing details.
But
with the Raw one, I do like it. Again, we've seen Miz and R-Truth, but it does look good.
And they defended it today as well.
It just sometimes looks like the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, exactly.
With the gold.
No, it looks perfect.
It does, yeah. But what would you rate the SmackDown one out of 10? Like
SmackDown, I actually like it. They just need a bit of blue in it to represent
I think so.
SmackDown for me. I think it's a good 7.
7, yeah.
Good 7.
Raw 8, SmackDown 7.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing too.
Yeah, but
and there's a difference. The Raw one is the world.
The World Tag Team title.
World Tag Team and WWE Tag.
So there'll be a difference.
But I reckon Triple H has something coming up very soon. I reckon he'll bring the 6-man tag team match.
Yeah.
I mean championship, sorry.
DIY just fought for the belt.
That was a good match.
That was a very good match.
But I think Tommaso Ciampa might go heel turn.
Yeah,
I saw
because he walked out of the ring.
He
didn't shake hands to the Miz and R-Truth.
Yeah, but now another returning superstar, Sheamus. Sheamus returns last week.
After 8-9 months.
A lot of backlash on his return, not because of his return, because of the way he looked on his return.
I saw it.
A lot of fans were fat shaming him on Twitter.
Even Drew McIntyre did.
Yeah, even on
burger.
No, it's like burger after burger after burger.
Sheamus was saying bang after bang, and he goes, but what about burger after burger?
Now
Drew McIntyre's actually getting good on it.
Yeah, he's getting real with it.
Sammy Drew, when he came out, I said, bro, I love hearing him on the mic. He's actually so good.
You feel he has a bit of free range on the mic. But but about his return, now he addressed this, Sheamus. He didn't have to address this, but just because of the internet, he had to address it. It's like it was a premature return. He was supposed to return post the draft. But he got the early call up, and then he was already out of shape. So he'll get back in shape. But what do you think about that? Did the fans have the right to fat shame him?
I don't know.
Hey, look, social media. There's gonna be fans.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know. They shouldn't be fat shaming him. He's always been in good shape.
Yeah.
They know he's had an injury.
Yeah.
And when you have an injury, you can't do much. So of course he's gonna be looking like unfit to he was, and especially with Bill saying he wasn't supposed to return now. So it's social media, man. They're gonna have their say and muck around on it.
What do you reckon will happen for Sheamus now in the WWE? Does he challenge for the Intercontinental?
Well, speaking of that, you actually just said that now, Charbel. He had the interview with Kathy Kelly saying that there's one title that he actually alluded. He said he wants to become Intercontinental.
He's never got that.
Yeah, so if he wins that title, becomes a Grand Slam champion. So after that, then he might retire. I don't know.
I think him and Drew McIntyre still have something going on.
Yeah.
Drew
But I
McIntyre-
think they'll form a tag team very soon.
I don't know.
think. I would love to see it.
Would Drew
I don't think
McIntyre
a
like
tag
that?
team. I just
I
think
don't know. It's tough.
with that promo they did, and then Drew McIntyre said, "I'll have your back" on that match. I know based on that match, but I don't know. Something tells me they'll still have a few more confrontations together.
Look, the closest I think he has of a title shot, I think it's against Sami Zayn. I
Easy.
don't
Yeah,
think he'll get
it'd be
world
great, like a
heavyweight,
mid-card title.
Mid-card
Mid-card
title.
title, yeah.
But speaking of champions, I want to quickly touch on AJ Styles being the number one contender
that's right.
for Cody Rhodes' undisputed championship.
Yeah, I saw
Cody
that coming.
Rhodes, no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then
I didn't.
He
what
beat
was
LA
this?
Knight on
number-
SmackDown.
AJ
Yeah,
Styles.
LA
So I thought you said AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Yeah, he beat
AJ
him.
Styles.
I was
he
thinking
defeated
about
him.
So I was thinking about A-Town Down on
Oh,
Austin Theory.
no.
So my bad.
Well,
My bad.
speaking of AJ Styles, it's bringing me back to history from 2001. So AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes' dad.
That's what I was gonna-
at,
Dusty Rhodes.
NWA TNA
Yeah.
back in the days.
Yeah.
So it's building up
It's
that
history.
storyline.
It is.
It's
So
just that, I think they're gonna make for some great promos.
this is
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be actually a good match. I can't wait for this
a
match.
backlash, man.
Backlash.
It's a good first
Predictable
title
And
defense.
it's and it's front of the French crowd as well. So
That
it's
should
gonna
be good.
crazy.
That should be, see how the crowd is in France. First time ever a main event is at France, so it should be good to watch.
100%. And it reminds me of I don't know if you remember back in 07 when Santino Marella was versing Umaga. And then that's when Vince McMahon comes out and then Bobby Lashley comes out and it's for the Intercontinental title. I remember Bobby Lashley speared Umaga and then Santino Marella won the Intercontinental and he was on his debut. He had no idea. So I knew, so this is going to be maybe the history repeats itself.
So you
makes
think
sense.
AJ Styles might win?
I don't know. I don't think so, but it could happen. But I think Cody Rhodes is going to
Cody
retain
Rhodes
it.
winning it,
Cody
yeah.
Rhodes is going to retain it.
Yeah.
But I want to see him defending it because I know
defend-
people have been saying these last few weeks. It's his microphone skills has been a bit downfall.
Yeah,
a
there's
little
been
bit.
a few haters
I've
already
noticed
saying,
it.
"Oh, Cody Rhodes
It's not
boring."
fair, but
I know it's not
give
fair.
him time. It's
It
a new
does, yeah.
era. There's new storylines happening. It's gonna take time until
Yeah.
bigger storylines are.
Put it this way. It's
gonna
I
take
think
time.
I think he's defended the belt more times on that
Already,
UK
yeah.
tour than Roman Reigns has
Already.
in
He's
4
already
years.
defended, I'm pretty sure 2 times on that tour.
I'm just saying,
No,
like
I'm
in a
just
way,
saying
it's
that.
like
He's
it's
defending-
like the bloke's working behind the scenes, even though he's not showing up on a SmackDown.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
still working his ass off. He's making that total, that workhorse.
And
style.
again, he
WWE
just
fans just want too much.
they're
man.
always
Yeah, I
talking
think so.
rubbish,
Too
man.
much,
he just won the belt.
Yeah.
Storylines are gonna be crazy now.
Yeah.
Everything's resetting.
It's
They're
gonna
trying
take
to
a
find
dip.
new something.
Exactly.
It's gonna take a dip.
Yeah.
But-
So yeah,
But
that's
Damian Priest as well. Damian Priest is killing it.
he smashed it on
You
Monday
see what
Night
he
Raw.
said after
Yeah,
after the segment?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want anyone against
You
me.
need me.
Even Judgment Day as well. Like, I'll need myself.
Look, Judgment Day's coming to an end slowly.
Yeah, I think so.
but it's getting there. Bloodline's ending for sure. And now Imperium.
No, but Bloodline's coming.
Oh, yeah, that
too.
came to an
No,
end.
but no,
Yeah.
I'm saying, no, Bloodline's
Imperium,
still, it's
yeah.
still there.
Yeah, it's still
And
there.
Imperium, what's it called? Also, what's it called?
Yeah, I
They're-
couldn't
they're
believe that.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
his name? Giovanni.
he got attacked by.
Yeah, he got
Kaiser.
attacked. I was
By
like,
Kaiser.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the bloke, man.
Nah,
But he was a solid character in NXT on his own.
But now we
Do
get
you remember that? No, I mean, serious.
No, I'm
No,
just saying it
'cause-
was quiet. But now we're gonna see a much better role for him. I feel he's
Yeah.
just been quiet in that
Yeah.
the group. He hasn't had much to say. It's normally
That's
Gunther and Kaiser. So it's good to see a different side of.
But something that
Giovanni.
also happened on Monday Night Raw this week. Becky Lynch wins the World
that's
Women's
right.
Championship.
Yeah.
What do you
Lots of
think on
hate
that,
comments,
boys?
man.
Yeah, I mean, I knew as soon as she won it that there was going to be hate comments because the same old Becky Lynch. It's supposed to be a new
So
era.
hyped.
That was
Liv
yeah.
Morgan should have won it. Like, to be fair, the only person that can carry that title right now and can create like better storylines is Becky Lynch. To be
course,
honest,
100%.
there's no other woman that can do the same as Becky Lynch.
But then you look
She's
at
one
it-
of the four horsewomen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you look at it. What was the point of her attacking? What's
Rhea
called Rhea
Ripley.
Ripley now?
And then she doesn't
Yeah.
have the belt.
Really no story. Like she's gonna come back. Liv Morgan doesn't have the belt. What she's gonna be focusing on her. She wants to get
But
that title straight
She'll
away.
probably get it, and then Rhea Ripley will be back. So
She'll be back very soon.
Maybe.
like.
that's
Yes,
Becky
that could
Lynch's
happen.
seventh
Titles,
Seven.
seven world
which is
title,
good,
I'd
which
say,
is
yeah.
impressive for her. Yeah, look, I'm happy she won it. I like Becky Lynch.
she's good.
She's been working hard for that moment again. WrestleMania, and she didn't get her moment there. But again, I feel she's been working hard, appearing on Raw every week.
It's good how she went to
having
the
those moments, and then she got her moment. And it was good. She went to the fans,
fans.
Yeah.
hugging all the kids. It
That was a
good
bit
moment.
awkward, to be honest.
You reckon?
I don't know why. I just found that awkward. No fan wanted to like go.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like,
It's just
she had to
it
go
wasn't
to
like that John Cena at WrestleMania
Yeah.
21, was it?
I think it was 21 when he won the world WWE champ against
when he went into the like it wasn't that moment.
He jumped to the crowd and everyone went crazy.
Like she was patting some guy in the back, and then it was just a bit awkward.
Now that you say that, you could really think, what has she done? But look, Chad Gable now last week turned on Sami Zayn, came out today. A lot happened. Respond why? Yeah, Mana Raw's very good today.
It is.
He came out to talk about why he did what he did. Yeah. He also then was disrespecting the Alpha Academy, his own group, telling he's disappointed with Otis,
Akira Tozawa,
and he's telling you lose every week. It was actually Mana Raw was actually good today, and what are your thoughts about that Chad Gable turning on Sami Zayn? I think it was gonna happen.
Yeah,
of course it was gonna happen, but I think it was the right time that he turns heel because like he was the one that was coaching Sami Zayn, like he was helping him for the Intercontinental title. But then what he said on the segment as well, like he said, you took my moment, you took my like WrestleMania moment, and my daughter to be there at the same time, you know. But look, I think it was the right call.
You understand why he would do it.
Yeah.
So,
but I think he does deserve the title.
We knew that from Mania when he was in backstage. And it's your moment. You go. You go.
Exactly. Like I think I knew because he was playing around with Sami Zayn's head, and that's when it was just the perfect time today that he went.
I reckon WrestleMania Backlash probably be Bronson Reed, Sami Zayn, Chad Gable maybe. Because Bronson Reed attacked him.
Because he just won the Andre Memorial Battle Royal.
So what? Do you get a chance to get a title shot if you win that Andre the Giant?
You actually can. So like you can go for any championship you want, United States, Intercontinental. But Bronson Reed, bro, if he wins the title, he'll be the first Australian Intercontinental heavyweight champion.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I would love to see him win the
I reckon he'll get his shot very, very soon.
He'll get his moment.
He's going to get the moment.
He'll get it.
Street Profits are one contenders as well for the tag
WWE tag team.
Yeah, that's good.
We're talking about they won't win it yet. They won't win it yet because you got to understand because Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, they just won it recently at Mania. That was unexpectedly. I didn't see that coming when we all watched it together. So,
as I said, it's a new era.
It is.
Everything's changing. Imperium and the Judgment, they're having problems. Bloodline, a new bloodline has come in.
But I actually like the Bloodline story now. It's actually got better.
New titles. Everything's changing now.
I think even the set has changed.
Yeah, it is.
Also, quickly, what about Logan? Who's going to contend for Logan's belt?
I think
Kevin Owens finished, I reckon.
Kevin Owens got now the Bloodline.
The Bloodline, Randy won't go for that. So it's interesting to see.
Who do you think who should be lined up for the US title?
Like LA Knight, maybe?
Yeah, everyone's saying LA Knight should be the US. I think he will be a US champion.
He really deserves a world title.
He does.
He
actually does.
I got maybe a world heavyweight. Like, to be honest, I wish he won that match against AJ Styles.
Yeah,
I wanted him to fight for that championship against Cody Rhodes.
You know who would suit it one day?
Who?
If he doesn't win the Intercontinental, Chad Gable.
But we forgot about Gunther as well. Did you see the segment today about Gunther and Xavier Woods? They're talking about
the King of the Ring.
The King of the Ring tournament's coming up very soon.
I reckon it'll be them two in the final.
I think Gunther will win it because Xavier won it last year. So I think he'll get a better chance for that. And I reckon he'll get a world title shot as well with Damien Priest.
But,
if Jey Uso loses.
Yeah, but that's a wrap up for Wrestle Talk for this week. Now, Anthony, let's move on to some combat talk. All right, Anthony, time for some combat talk. Ryan Garcia does it. A lot of people were downing him coming into this fight, calling him crazy, saying he won't even make the fight, but he gets it done against Devin Haney, gets the majority decision. What are your opinions about the fight, first of all?
All I can say is about damn time, man, that he wins against Devin Haney, bro.
An undefeated Devin Haney. Like he was like 700 to 1 to win.
Oh, my God. That's crazy, bro.
But just from the look, let's break down this fight now. Devin Haney, he always does good with the jabs. He was out jabbing him, but it just wasn't enough. Ryan Garcia gets 3 knockdowns. He's the first man to knock down Devin Haney. Do you believe it, bro?
I couldn't believe it. We're watching it at the game on your phone at the same time. And
they called Devin Haney the boogeyman of the division. No one wants to fight Devin Haney. Everyone's like, nah, he's a no-go. I don't want to fight him. I'm going to lose my perfect record. Exactly. Ryan Garcia stood up to the occasion. He's faced him before about 6 times in the amateurs. They're 3-3. They settled it right now. So now Garcia's up. But about this fight, man, as I said, Haney was out jabbing him. I feel like the first round went to Garcia, and then as the fight went on, it was Haney. Haney was starting to figure him out, jabs and whatnot, picking his shots.
We saw that, and then that's when Ryan Garcia
picking
started.
his shots, and then And then, Garcia gets 3 knockdowns, round 7, 10, and 11. He gets knocked down.
Right, they were crazy like punches as well.
Crazy
how many
knockdowns,
times he
man.
knocked him out and he kept going up?
And that's the true warrior of Haney, man. You know, that's what I'll tip my hat to Haney. You know, every time he got knocked down, he kept coming back. He kept, getting back up. And, to take those shots, especially those left hooks by Garcia, usually people stay down and out. Even the count, they're not making the count. But it's a true testament to Haney's character, the true warrior in him. Got up and, kept going in the bout. And it just unfortunately didn't go his way. And there was a few people saying Haney got robbed. He didn't get robbed, man.
It was clear fight.
You don't have 3 10-8 rounds and then expect to win the bout.
Exactly.
Had it been called in Haney's favor, then that would have been the biggest robbery ever. But let's talk about Garcia, bro. Like Garcia, as I said, everyone called him crazy. No one thought this guy was gonna win.
Yeah, exactly.
The greatest deception in boxing history. I can only compare it to Sonny Liston and Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was faking it, going in crazy. But he was faking it, man. It was all a deception act. And then at the end of the day, Muhammad Ali won against Sonny Liston. Garcia did the same thing against Haney.
And he got the job done.
Man, it's unbelievable.
It's actually crazy, bro. Like, Ryan Garcia is a very good fighter, man. And look, Devin Haney had a good, pretty, history record as well. Like, that's crazy. 700, wins.
No.
I mean...
700 to 1 to
700,
win, on the odds.
Sorry, my bad. But the point is, bro, Ryan Garcia, man, he stood up.
He stood up to the occasion, man.
He stood up.
He
got a good paycheck as well. He actually...
he bet on himself.
I know. I couldn't believe that. I read that and I was like, why would he bet himself?
Yeah, he put 2 million on himself to win and ended up getting paid like 12 mil.
That's great. 10 million on top.
Talk about, I haven't seen someone back themselves that much. I'm thinking back, maybe McGregor versus Aldo. I haven't seen someone back themselves that hard in a fight than Garcia did. Garcia, he was truly confident. He came into this bout, I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to finish him. He's nothing compared to me. Yeah. Even in the press conference, he's doing all this outlandish stuff. And I even caught it. I said, Garcia, it's all an act for him. Him going in on the press conferences, saying what he was saying and doing the acts he was doing on Twitter and posting videos on social media. That's all an act. Bill Haney, Devin Haney's father even called it as an act. But they all ended up buying into it. A lot of the fans were buying into it. Every single critic was doubting Garcia, saying, nah, he's not going to win. You go watch a video right now. I think it's circulating around TikTok. Every critic, every journalist, every, media man, every media person saying Garcia has no chance in this fight. And it cuts to Garcia winning the fight.
And he doubted them wrong.
Again, back to my point. I can't think of another fighter that has done the same like Garcia than McGregor versus Aldo, where everyone doubted McGregor coming into the Aldo fight and then knocks him out in 13 seconds.
There you go, man.
It's one for the history books, this fight.
100%.
Truly, man. I don't think we'd ever see a fight like that again. Now, what happens for Garcia next? Who do you give him next? There's talks of a Haney rematch. That could be a possibility. But seeing the domination that he put on against Haney, I don't think anyone wants to see it. Now, do you give him Tank? Do you give him Tank Davis? Do you do that rematch again? Now, that's another question. I don't think Garcia is going to go down to 140 again.
No,
because he was really a depleted fighter coming into that fight against Tank. No excuses, but the bloke was a twig. In comparison to that fight and the Haney fight, you can tell he was at his natural weight against Haney, even though he missed weight. But yeah, man, who do you give him next? You can give him Teofimo. What are your opinions, Anthony? Do you want to see a rematch with Haney? What do you want to see?
Look, everyone's talking about it as well, on social media and the media platforms and all that. I would love to see, maybe give him a title shot. If it's a good challenge for him, maybe I would say a title shot for him. Maybe that will step up his game.
It's a good. He would have won the title in his bout.
Yeah,
obviously,
that's what I was going to ask you about
because he missed weight. He was 3 pounds over.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the title, but he ended up getting. He ended up getting the win. A win in the people's eyes is the champion. So now the WBC, I think it was WBC super lightweight is vacant.
Yeah.
So now that's up for grabs. I had Haney lose that fight, which he did, the belt automatically gets vacated. So I'd like to see him, go for a title. But man, there's a lot of great bouts. Garcia can, take up. It's a great time for boxing, man. It was taking a dip boxing. I think with this fight, Garcia, rejuvenated it, man. That's it. Like, boxing is back.
Yeah.
A lot of people are interested in boxing again.
Like, it starts to take time.
It's taking time, but really, I know a lot of people that are non-boxing fans were really talking about this fight, detailing this fight, breaking it down, and saying, like, I got excited with this fight. We're starting to see boxers take up these big fights like Haney Garcia, Haney Tank, Lomachenko and Kambosos, Kambosos and Haney. We're starting to see the fights the fans want, and I think that is because of the UFC era. Whether you like it or not, if you're a big boxing enthusiast, we're living in a UFC era within the combat 100%. Sports world. So, like, because of the UFC, we're starting to see promoters, in a way, get influenced and get forced into making big fights because the UFC are. But it's a great time for combat sports in general, man. And I just can't wait to see, the upcoming bouts coming later this year with Lomachenko and Kambosos that it's happening in May. And I think we've got a few other bouts, Fury, Usyk. There's great bouts happening this year and have been happening since the start of the year. Just in the combat sports world in general.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man, that was the breakdown for Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, man. I just can't wait to see I just can't wait to see how his career unfolds.
Where it leads to,
he's elevated into a level now which is he has surpassed a lot of fighters. I feel like. Could you call him the face of boxing right now? I think you can.
Maybe, yeah, of course, 100%.
Because maybe I put him next to Tank Davis.
Yeah.
But I think he is the face of boxing. Numbers don't lie. He's the biggest social media star right now. He's beat Haney. He's dominating in the ring. A lot of fans are invested. He's a pretty boy. He's the face. He's got a pretty face. He's got all the attributes of the face of boxing. But yeah, man, that's enough for combat talk for this week. And now let's move on to some football talk.
That's astonishing. It's absolute.
All right, welcome to some football talk. We didn't do it last week, but we're going to first of all talk about the top 4 race updates. And first of all, let's talk about the United FA Cup win. It's quite an embarrassment how you choked a 3-0 lead and now it was 3-3. Coventry, look, they probably didn't deserve it, but again, the level United are, they should not be... of course, losing nearly the way they almost did. So, what are your thoughts on the game?
When we scored the third goal, I was like, yes, FA Cup final, here we go. And then to see them come back to 3-3, that was just, as a United fan, even though we won, that has to be the most embarrassing performance ever. Like 3-0 to a championship side who was coming 8th currently, to go back and equalise 3-3 and then go to extra time where they had almost scored 4-3 only for it to be overruled by VAR. That was, honestly, when they scored that fourth goal, I wasn't even angry. I was just sitting and I was like, what have I just watched?
It just, you look at the penalties, even Anthony, an embarrassment of a player to even Schuster, Coventry players, look at the level you're at and look at where they're at. Coventry in 8th, I'm pretty sure, in the championship. And again, to go to penalties against United, losing 3-0, bringing the game back to 3-3, going to extra time, even scoring a last-minute goal, almost getting themselves into the FA Cup final. They deserve all the praise. They deserve to be in that FA Cup final. And now United in the FA Cup against Manchester City, which I think, again, there's a revenge that United would want to get against City, especially last year, losing 2-0 to them. But again, that performance just really sums up the United season, how poor you've been, the players just not living to the expectations they should be living. You look at Ten Hag, again, questionable the way he sets up his teams and not performing like the old United ways. Even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he wasn't a bad coach. I think he got a team performing. I don't think we've seen a great period from United where they're performing well on a regular basis. I've not seen that at all.
Look, on that game, we've had a bumpy season, but I am not blaming one bit on Ten Hag on that FA Cup final. You can't. We're winning 3-0. He did his best. 3-0, he got Garnacho off. He got Mainu off. Why? Because 3-0, it's wrapped up. It's not his fault. He got him out, and that's strategic. He brought other players. He brought in Ericsson. Who was the other player he brought in? It was someone else. I can't remember. It was Anthony. He brought in Anthony as well. 3-0. You bring in those players, give them some minutes. Maybe they can get the 4th goal. There is no way that it is fault. Yes, throughout this season, he's had some terrible mistakes, terrible game management, but I'm not putting one piece of blame on him because that is the player's fault. From 3-0 down, again, he's doing his part as a manager, bringing those substitutions, resting some players because the game's done. And to have those players down tools and concede 3 goals in the space of 20 minutes, that is embarrassing. You cannot blame the coach. We had the game controlled. We were managing it. We played professional. Everything was going well. You cannot blame it on him. It baffles me how people can blame that loss on him when we were leading 3-0 and all the players down to it, as I said, and they went on. That's the players' fault. No blame on Ten Hag on this one, but that doesn't make me forget about all the other games. There's been many times where he struggled. There's been many times where it's his fault, but that FA Cup final, I'm not blaming him at all.
You look at the players, of course, they have a part to play of why you scraped a win against Coventry, but again, I'm basing on the season Ten Hag has had. Even last year, I always say, I honestly think, even though you've won the Carabao Cup trophy, got yourself to the FA Cup final, I just still think it was an overrated season. I think Ten Hag is an average coach, signing decent players during his time at United. He got Anthony, who you paid for big money. Lissandro Martinez Varane was under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but still signed few players and still isn't getting the players where they should be. And the squad you have, you should at least be competing for top 4. And you're not doing that at this point.
But that's the problem.
And even you look at, for example, I'm going to relate it to Arsenal and even Liverpool. They had to build their squad to where it was now. And that's why, and you can see Arsenal, we struggled for 3 years. And you don't blame Arteta because the squad we had wasn't good. Even Klopp struggled for 2-3 years because, again, the squad was young. The squad wasn't good enough to compete for Europe and top 4. But United do have the squad because you've got world-class players, well-known players. You had Sancho. He's left now. Not even during Ten Hag reign, but under Oli, under Jose. But I'm saying the players you have.
But that's the point. On that. We got to understand.
You're getting the wrong coaches.
But no. It cannot be. How can it be the coaches? Look, for example, Newcastle United can have an average team. Let's say Brentford. They can have an average team, but every single one of those players put 7 out of 10 performances every single game. They're consistent. They play for the badge. They play for the team. But Man United, we're having at least, say, one player playing 8 out of 10, but the rest are playing 4 out of 10. It cannot be the manager.
Or there's something behind the club that's going on for these performances to keep on happening. Look, it's been way too long. It's been 10 years.
Okay,
wait. It's been 10 years the club has been... So it's been 10 years the club has been like this. It's not acceptable. United fans have had enough. 10 years of the same thing. Coaches after coaches after coaches. Signing players and the players are not performing. This starts to show. Maybe it's just behind the scenes, the board. No, well, it's just there's something behind the club that they're not revealing.
That's why they've got Ineos now. They've changed the whole top board, got everything new, so they're restarting. But my point is, it cannot be the manager. Yes, it still might be the manager. He still might not be the one. But every year, how many managers have been through? David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho, Ralph Rangnick, Ten Hag. It comes to a point you've got to realize, hold on, is this the players or is this the manager or is it the players? Because you can only do too much. You can't keep getting rid of the manager because the same thing is happening.
But that's my point, it's the board.
No, these players, no, it's not even the board.
It is the board.
They've changed the board now. This is a completely new hierarchy.
Still nothing's changed.
But how can they change within 2 months?
I know, but I'm just saying, the same results are happening.
But
I know. It's going to take time, but I still think United next year are not going to do good.
Okay, they probably won't do good, but it's about the process now. We got a new hierarchy. You can't say, but they're still losing. That hierarchy now, just like when Arteta came in, when Klopp came in, they took time to get their process. They took time to buy the players they want. And I know we've had so many managers that keep on buying players, but these players aren't good enough. We need a whole clean out. Take rid of all these players. And again, if we get rid of those players, get new players, and Ten Hag or any manager is still doing bad, then we look at it. But we cannot keep getting the same managers over and over again out because the same players a new manager come in. Let's say we get Thomas Tuchel. A new manager comes in. Those players start playing good. They start putting in performances. The first year we might come top 4. The second year we might win a trophy. But the third year, everyone down tools. Same process. The manager goes out. The players go in. That's why I'm saying it's not the manager this time. I'm blaming the players. Those players need to go. They need a whole clean out. Because some of those players, again, Rashford has to go. There's so many. They're downing tools.
Look, United in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. You also have a chance still. It looks unlikely to happen. But again, you still have the chance to get the FA Cup. You have a chance to get the Champions League. FA Cup doesn't get you into Champions League.
No, but if we win the FA Cup, we go Europa League.
Yeah, but my point, top 4 I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It looks unlikely. But again, I think the favourites right now is between Tottenham or Aston Villa. Tottenham, I'm pretty sure, are 2 games behind Villa. So they've got 2 games.
Goal difference.
More goal.
No, they're less goal difference. But if they got 2 games in hand, they can boost that up and go.
But yeah, Spurs, I think Villa will get it this time. Again, you look at Unai Emery under Arsenal. Is he going to choke it again just like he did during his reign at Arsenal? Tottenham, again, I feel they're a bit inconsistent. They've been having bad performances in recent weeks. You look at Spurs 4-0. They lost to Fulham 3-0. So again, these are the performances that are going to affect them from getting top 4. Aston Villa have been performing well. You look at them in Europe, they're performing well. Got a comfortable, decent win against Bournemouth. So they're winning the games, they're getting the results done. And again, I think they're the team to get top 4.
Yeah, we already know Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Champions League next year. Aston Villa, I'm confident they will. That win against Arsenal was huge 3 points away from home. Tottenham, they can still get it. I'm not writing them off at all. I just think Tottenham, Aston Villa have a just slight edge on them. I think they'll just edge it.
Now let's talk about the title race update. Lots of things happened last week, which we didn't get to cover. Arsenal dropped points against Villa, like you mentioned. Liverpool dropped points against Palace. City got the win 5-2. I'm pretty sure 5-1.
Yeah.
So again, City from last week were first. Arsenal have played a game in hand as well as Liverpool.
And tomorrow they play again.
They've got, of course, tomorrow both us and Liverpool a game, which could put us Arsenal ahead of City 4 points and Liverpool ahead of City by 3 points. So, look, last week I thought it was over. I said there's no chance City will lose points, and I still think they won't lose points because they've been in these situations. They've won games. They've worked well under pressure, and they're just used to this. They've been doing it for 4 to 5 years. They could win 4 Premiership title, Premier League title trophies. And sorry, I just blanked out there. But yeah, Manchester City, I think they'll still get it. Even if they were to drop points, I think we will drop points. But you look at it, if we win tomorrow, we're 4 points clear of City. So that will put pressure on Man City. They're going to be nervous. They're going to Brighton away, which will be difficult. We're the only team, I'm pretty sure, that beat them away from home. I think there's another team also that haven't lost at home. So again, it just shows how difficult it is to get a result at the Amex Stadium. City have the quality to do that. But again, they drew last year. So it's going to be a big task. There's pressure on Manchester City. And if they were to drop 1 point, and that just confirms that it's in our hands to lose again.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big task. I still think, like I said, City will win it, but anything's possible.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think City will win it. But again, Arsenal win 4 points ahead. Well, yes, 2 games in hand, but still the thought of being 4 points behind can put pressure on Man City. And again, if Man City do drop points, your points difference is more than them. I think it is.
City, both of them.
Yeah, so
we're 7 ahead of Man City, and I'm pretty sure we're 9 against Liverpool.
A draw would be very good for Arsenal because even if City win, Arsenal should be on top still. So yeah, look, it's not over yet. You know, it's funny how in a week things can change already. Arsenal win, and then you're waiting on a miracle. You need City to drop points. If they can drop 1 point, and then you just click form again and just start scoring so many goals to make sure your points difference is way far from Liverpool and Man City. Arsenal still have a decent chance of winning it, but still, Man City, I just don't see them losing.
Exactly, I agree with you. But when you look at it, if again City were to drop points, we've got Tottenham, and people may think that's going to be a hard task because
it's usually a draw there.
It's not that, but it's always going to be a hard game to win at Tottenham. We did beat them last year, but what I think is an advantage towards us is because Spurs are fighting for something. So there's going to be pressure on them as well as us.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going there. They have no pressure on them, and they can just play the way they want to. And when there's top 4 in mind, they have to be cautious and they need to play a very strategic way, not just keep on attacking Arsenal, because if they attack us, we're so dangerous on the attack. We've got Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, Havertz. We're a very fast attacking team. So that's an advantage for us if City were to drop points. Yeah. But again, I think City will still win this league. Hopefully, Arsenal do get the title at the end.
Let's move on to some UCL talk now. As we know, Arsenal got out, Man City got out as well. Atletico Madrid got out and Barcelona got out, surprisingly, because Barcelona were at home and lost. But with Arsenal versus that Bayern squad who are struggling, it's quite embarrassing that they got out. Yes, Bayern have quality, they have experience in Champions League, they know what it takes, and Arsenal still, for first time in many years, they made the quarterfinals, even Champions League. So before the first leg happened, I was like, Arsenal are winning this. But after the first leg, I was like, Bayern are winning this. And then Bayern went on to win.
Look, to be honest, Bayern aren't really a good team.
They're not good. You
look at the first leg at Emirates Stadium. Arsenal were dominating that game in the first 25 minutes of the game. We gifted them the goals. 2 easy goals that we gifted them. It was a mistake from Reigj. I blame him. And then Gabriel got the ball, passed it to Kiwior. Kiwior was not in a great position to get the ball, and then it led to a counter and they scored. And even the second one, a penalty, which was truly a penalty. Saka also had one towards the end, and I still think that's a penalty. People may think he dived, but when you're at that pace of the game, it's fast. You're not going to be thinking, I need that penalty. He's running so fast, Saka, that he made a decision to go around the keeper, and then you could see Neuer's legs slowly come out, and then Saka collides with him. That's a penalty all day. If you give that Kane penalty, Bayern a penalty, Arsenal's a penalty. But still, it doesn't reflect how the score was. I still think Reigj he's a good distributor. The way he plays with his feet, the ball, he can find long passes. He's very fast at what he does. And he reminds me of Ederson. But what he has similarities to Ederson is I don't think he's a good shot stopper. He made a good save against Aston Villa the other day, which was a very great save that saved us. Moments, yeah. But on a consistent basis, he doesn't do enough. You look at Ramsdale, he was both good with his feet. Yeah. Yes, there's moments where there's pressure that applies on him and he may panic, but he had both of them, good with his feet and a great shot stopper. And I feel that's what we're missing in Reigj. Do I see him as a long term? I still believe he's proves me wrong. Reigj has been extraordinary this year. During his Arsenal start to the season, he had a few bad performances, but ever since that pressure went off him, he started performing. But again, him not making enough saves during the game is a bit worrying, because there's going to be times when we're struggling, he's not going to save enough shots from the opposite team.
Well, Man City now as well, Real Madrid, they lost on penalties. Another shock, because Man City at home, you'd think, okay, they get over the line. They got the draw at Real Madrid, Santiago Bernabeu. But yeah, 2 Premier League giants out of the Champions League. I thought City would win it, and then there goes their treble now.
De Bruyne did miss a big chance.
Yeah, he missed a big chance. He should have scored that. That would have wrapped it up. Massive chance. Someone with his type of caliber shouldn't be finishing that. But again, players get these moments where they miss a big chance in big moments of the game. So, yes, Man City are out, but it doesn't take out who they are, the team they built. But yeah, I think Real Madrid are favourites now.
I think they are. Bayern, I think they'll get them easily.
Maybe Bayern Dortmund final, we never know. Maybe it could be.
Back in 2013, Bayern did score last minute, I think, Iron Robben. So again, we could see that.
Look, it's not Real Madrid guaranteed. Champions League, anything can happen. But yeah, it has to be Real Madrid favourites.
Bayern, I agree with you that they could make it finals, because again, they need something to play for. Tuchel's leaving at the end of the year. They need to win the trophy, especially Bayer Leverkusen winning the Bundesliga.
Again, and
there's something to play for.
They scored that last minute.
Exactly. It just shows how good they are.
And they scored against Dortmund. Yeah. Invincible run was almost done.
It just shows they're getting it, man.
It's crazy.
And you talk about quickly Bayern, that I think that could help them get them over the line. When the odds are against them,
they'll do good.
They
got experience. They can do. They got Madrid, yeah.
They got Madrid.
They can do it. No doubt about it. They can do it.
It'll be tough, but
they got to stay focused. They have to be solid on defense, and pick those moments where they can go and score because they got quick players. So,
and I think PSG and Dortmund could go either way.
That's hard to predict because everyone thought Barca would win.
Because again, when you go in the semi-finals, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Look at Spurs against Ajax back in the day, 2-3 years ago. What a comeback. They were losing 1-0 at home. Then they came back to their stadium. They were losing 2-0, and I'm pretty sure they won it from there because they got the 3 away goals.
And the Barca PSG one.
Anything's possible in
anything's
semi-finals.
possible. Anyways, great chat for football talk, and we'll go with the boys to wrap up the podcast. All right, guys, that's a wrap up to the Touchline Podcast, episode 72. Before we wrap up this pod, make sure to go buy your tickets. Vantage Point this week, Saturday, April 27th at Uguna. The links will be down below to buy your tickets. Man, we're going to get our revenge on them today.
You wait and watch.
That day, sorry.
Osama Hussein, Big Bad Bowman, Achilles. They're gonna get it. They're gonna get it.
I forgot their name actually. That's how relevant they are.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. Why are you laughing, Anthony?
Mate, we're going to give them the biggest revenge of a lifetime. So
get ready, man.
Get ready for that. So you're going to get your ass.
We've been looking for this moment ever since that happened. You know,
time's ticking, boys. We got a few days.
Right now,
a few days till we settle it in the ring.
That's it. I can't wait, man.
But yeah.
Well, if you want to watch, all those guys, we don't care about their names, to get hammered on April 27th. Again, make sure you buy those tickets. Link in the description down below. And leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna see you guys soon.